What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, it's nothing but barber content here. We got tutorials, reviews, unboxings, what have you. So stay tuned. We're gonna be doing a high taper tutorial today. If you're not following me on IG, follow me at @jblends_. My boys like, we gotta get him back in the game. We're gonna do it step by step. So stay tuned as we get into this video.
Look, I just flipped the switch.
What's good, everybody? So we're going to jump right into this hair tutorial. We're going to be prepping the hair on the back nape area, combing it down, letting the hair lay down with the grain in its natural state. We're going to go ahead and take our TPOB Ghost X trimmer with the Elite Clipper Mod Babyliss Gold FX blade that's on there. So go follow Elite Clipper Mods on IG. I have a video that I did recently. It shows you how to put this mod on, how it operates. But you can see here it's hidden. So go check out the video, be up in the right hand corner. Next thing, we got the TPOB Slime 2 clipper with the TPOB XO blade, which is similar to the Stylecraft Gamma Vapor blade. So we're going to create our first panel of hair by having that lever all the way open and just creating a nice even guideline, even panel of hair to start fading into. So you can see we have this like sad face half moon shape on the back end, and that's going to keep our edges dark on the neck edge up. So after we make our panel of hair to fade into, we're going to close that clipper all the way, start fading out the line, open the lever slightly, fade up until we have that line completely gone. So we're just going to be erasing that line, fading up to our next step, which is going to be a half guard lever open, and we're just going to create the same shape and create the same process going up the back of the nape. So like I said, 0.5 guard, half guard, whatever you want to call it, lever open, creating another panel of hair. And with this specific type of texture of hair, you want to make sure that you're constantly combing that hair down so you are getting even cuts as you go along. You got to pay attention to the hair growth. So you can see on the left and right side of my client's neck, the hair wants to go out, wants to flare out to each of the sides. So I'm going with the blade against the grain. But we have our lever play in commence right now. We got that half guard on there. Open the lever slightly, fade up, open lever slightly, fade up until we have the area completely knocked out. So you can see here the way I have the blade is going towards the center of the neck on this end, and then I go to the opposite side, go towards the center of the neck on that side, and that's because of the hair wants to flare out towards the ears on that side. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to different clients' hair growth, hair patterns, to make sure that you have the smoothest blend possible, the most even haircut you could get. So what you do to one side, you're going to do the other. You want to make sure that you are maintaining symmetry in your haircuts. If you maintain a process, like I say in every single haircut tutorial video, if you haven't seen, it's just you got to repeat the process. You got to trust in the process, and you got to make sure that you have your own process that you have behind the chair. Not everybody's process is going to be the same, but what I can ensure though is once you get your process down, it'll make your haircuts a lot easier. But you can see over here I'm doing a little detail work. I took that guard off, and we're just doing a little lever play without the guard on. I had to raise this guideline a little bit to make it even, so I took that one guard lever closed, and we're raising that panel of hair just a little bit up to make it even with the right side. Sometimes when you're recording a haircut tutorial, it's kind of hard to see both angles the way you need to see it because you're trying to work around that camera. But we got it done here. I'm making sure that I show you guys and be transparent as possible to make sure that you see the whole process of this haircut. So once we get that done, I got that one guard lever open. We're going to create another panel of hair to fade into. And this is just like clockwork once you get your system down. It's like, you know, the back of, you're going to know this process by the back of your hand. It's going to be that familiar to you. So you want to make sure that you're combing the hair, like I said, with that lever all the way closed. We're just going to lever play until we have that panel of hair faded out. And that's what we're working on right now. And you can see me combing. So I'm going to go ahead and cut, comb, and repeat the process until we have this panel of hair knocked out. So with this specific client, he wants to have a lot of bulk around the top of the head and around the heads, and it's kind of like a blowout type look to it to make sure that we have that flow. We're going to make sure that we're scooping out as we make the guidelines coming over towards the occipital bone. Now I got that 0.5 guard on there again, detailing, lever playing, working that lever until I find the desired length to get those little dark areas knocked out using the corner teeth of my blade. And by using those first 2-3 corners of your blade, you're going to be able to knock out those little detailed areas. So once again, this is the Slime 2 clipper. It does have the XL blade, which can be sold separately. It doesn't come with this clipper specifically, but you can find all these tools at thepissedoffbarber.com. Use my promo code JBLENDS to save yourself 15%. But right here, you see me scooping out. Like I said, you want to maintain that bulk. So you want to be able to scoop that hair out so you're not creating a harsh guideline to fade into. And as I'm scooping out, I'm still coming down, and we're gonna make sure that we get a nice flow between the tapered area and the bulk of the hair. You don't want like a harsh line of demarcation, because it just throws your entire haircut off and makes it look like a chili bowl type haircut, and that's not what we're looking for. So we're knocking this area out with that 1.5 lever plate, just detailing those little areas, combing everything down, and just making sure everything is as detailed as possible. You want to make sure when you're behind the chair that you're paying attention to every little detail you can. Clients may not know what they're looking for, but you know what you see. You know that you have that barber's eye to see what needs to be detailed, what needs to be fixed, and you have to really remember in the back of your head that these clients are a walking billboard for your business, for your haircuts. So you want to make sure that every time a client gets out that chair that they look A1. So right here we're doing a little bit of freehand shaping, no guard lever close, and just making sure we marry the tapered area into the bulk of the hair. A lot of times you got to be very careful when you're freehanding, because it's easy to take chunks out of the hair that you don't want to. So you want to make sure that you are being as detailed, as tedious as possible with this process. And as you go along, if you're a newer barber, you will get used to this, and it will be like, just easy money to you. But right here we're doing the left high taper, the temple area, and like the nape, I want to make sure that I'm combing all that hair down where it wants to naturally lay before I lay that bald line down. Right here we got that Ghost X with the FX mod on it once again, making that first bald line. And if you know that Gold FX blade gets extremely close, it's dang near bald, so you want to make sure you're paying attention to those things. This XL blade with the lever closed and zero gap, it will allow you to get that bald line out. So right here we got that slime tube clipper once again, no guard lever play, just knocking at this high taper. So a lot of times I've seen in the comments on IG and on YouTube that always say, oh, that taper is too high, or this and that. Here in Texas, I'm not sure where a lot of barbers are from that do comment, but here in Texas, high tapers are kind of a big thing down here. So that's the specific taper that a lot of people go for, other than your Edgar haircut, which is going to be like a little baby taper in the sideburn area. But most of the time, high tapers are a go-to option here in the state of Texas. But right here we're just repeating the same process we did on the nape, but on the temple area. Like I said, I cannot reiterate this anymore. Like, you gotta maintain a process. The process will help you with the speed of your haircuts. It'll help you to remember where you're at in the haircut, and it'll just overall just help your services. It'll help the speed of your services, and it'll help the quality of your services, because you know what you're doing, you know what you're getting into every single time. There are going to be curveballs here and there with different textures of hair that you'll have to switch up and kind of augment that process. But overall, you have that rough draft, you have that outline of what you're supposed to be doing. Now we got that one guard lever open, we're creating a panel of hair and just getting into near that bulk of that hair. And once you do that, we're gonna comb the hair down and just continue to knock at that panel of hair. So I cannot reiterate enough, with the curly hair like this, you want to make sure that you're combing that hair down, because if you don't comb the hair down, it continues to stay bunched up, and it's going to create a hard chili bowl type line. But shout out to my client for allowing me to film this video. He was a very good candidate for something different for my channel. A lot of times I've been doing like wave cuts or just different type of straight hair type textured haircuts, so we had to switch it up and get a different style haircut. I joke around and I say that this is the #1 go-to for hoopers. It's that hooper haircut. If you see anybody on TV that's hooping, they got the curl sponge look with the high the tapers on the side, not so much high, but now we're free shaping that bulk of the haircut area behind the ear and right near the ridge of the hair, and just making sure that it blends together, that it sits well, that it marries well to the top of the bulk. Now what we do to this left side is exactly what we're going to do to the right side here. We're going to go ahead and time lapse this right here, and you can just see the whole process of what we're doing, and at a high speed. I'm not going to go over what we went over on the other side, because it's the same exact process. What I have noticed though is that with a lot of clients, you will always have one side that is easier to fade than the other, and on this specific client, the right side of the head is always my struggle area. But we got it knocked out, laying some hairspray on before we actually use the curl sponge, and the hairspray will just allow that the curls to sit in place a little bit longer for my client. He joked around, he was like, man, I'm gonna find a lot of errands to do today. So you know when a client is feeling themselves, because you know they want to show off that haircut, and that's a good feeling as a barber. But got that curl sponge look going. We're gonna go ahead and lay on our hair spritz by level 3 around the edge up areas, and this is just gonna lock our hair in place so we can edge it up nice and crispy. So you can see here them Ghost X with the Gold FX mod is just hitting like Mike Tyson in his prime, just etching away at that hair, creating sharp lines, not biting my client. I don't specifically have a heavy hand, so that helps out as well. I know a lot of people, they they have a problem with the nape area and they be scraping up, but I'm not that heavy-handed. So if you are heavy-handed, you want to make sure that you are paying attention to how much pressure you are putting on that neck area, the sensitive areas of the skin. So we're knocking it out around the ears, and then we'll go ahead and get to that front edge up. But I appreciate everybody for clicking on this video. I hope you stuck through it this long. If you have, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the cut so far. Give me some ideas of what type of haircuts you would like to see on the channel, or what type of product unboxing and reviews you'd like to see. Let me know. Get interactive down there. It helps me out to create different content and know what type of stuff people want to see. Well, we're knocking away at that front edge up, working our way from the middle to the vertical bar, the sidebar, whatever you want to call it. And just making everything symmetrical. You want to make sure that you're just doing everything the same for both sides. The worst thing you can do is have one side sitting higher than the other. But right now we got that razor in there, got that Dorco Prime blade in the level 3 razor holder, and we're just knocking away at this edge up, making it nice and crispy. And the haircut just coming together, flowing like it needs to. Now we're gonna go ahead and start throwing our pencil line. It's not for everybody. Some people don't like it, some people do. It is what it is. I use it. This is the Black Ice Barber Magic Pencil. Once we lay it down, we're going to take that blade and make sure you etch away and blend that line away. You don't want the client walking out with a heavy outline on their edge of that. Just looks tacky in my opinion. Like I said, that's my opinion. It looks tacky. So for me personally, I'm etching away, making sure that you blend it out. That way they're not walking out with a very light pencil line on their edge up. But the pencil color I am using is the nude color. They have a white color, a nude color, and also they have black pencils as well. But you can go find all those at your local barber supply or on Amazon. But right now we're gonna go ahead and throw on some aftershave. Got that level 3 vibrant aftershave, throwing it on the neck strip, and just making sure we keep this area cleaned up, clean off all that excess hair spritz that was on the haircut. And you can see here all flow together. But there is the cut, y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching this video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. If you're not following me on IG, go follow me at jblends_. There is the cut, high taper, nice and blurry. We got him styled up before he leaves the chair. Shout out to my client once again. Shout out to y'all for sticking through the video. I appreciate y'all, and until next time, God bless.